Guys and girls, welcome back to the channel, and today has got to be arguably the most controversial bike that has probably ever come out in the UK. And I say that because in the last couple of years they have made little appearances at the bike show, and everybody who sees them goes, lovely looking bike, what's it called? And then as soon as they hear the name they go, oh, and that's the thing, is the bike looks amazing. There's still a little bit of umming and ahhing over that name, so let's have a look. I think you'd be hard pressed to say anything other than what a beautiful bike this is. Before I've even got to the name of it, I just think it's absolutely stunning. I personally am a big fan of the cruisers. I've owned Harley Davidsons myself, and I look at this and just think it's a work of art. It's lovely with the bobber style as well, just the one seat. It's lovely. But then we do have the name. This is of course the all new to the UK Benda. It's the Napoleonbob, that's the model name. Now, again, I can't do anything about the name. I'm trying to look past the name. I'm trying my best not to make any jokes. And if anybody calls me the name of this bike while sat on the bike, I'll come and find you. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, unfortunately, the name, yeah, I've heard the jokes, you've heard the jokes, but forget that. That's what I want you to do for this video. Forget the name. Let's just look at the bike, because that's all I'm doing. Have a look around the bike. I'll give you some specs. I'll take it for a ride and I'll see if it's any good. Is it? Because it bloody looks like it is. Now, if you go to any of the motorbike shows across the UK, you'd have seen one of these bikes. You may well have seen this exact bike, because these bikes have been doing the shows for the last couple of years and they have eventually landed in the UK. So these models are now available to buy and will be ready to pick up very soon. Now, if you have a look around this bike, if you just look at the styling and the detail, it is such a lovely looking bike. It's what I would call a bit of me, and again, don't make any reference to the name when I say that, because I've never been confused. While it's been outside, a bird has christened it. Thanks for that. On that lovely seat as well. I like it. I mean, even down to these Euro compliant exhausts, they've actually made them look well, as nice as they can make them look with all of the rules and regulations they've got. But I like it. I'm guilty. Oh, let's get to the specs. It's a 320mm floating disc with a 4-piston caliper. At the rear there's a 260mm disc with a 2-piston caliper. It does of course come with traction control and ABS. Don't think you can see it from this distance, because from this distance, I've said repeatedly, I think it's a beautiful looking bike. However, there are little like touches on it like this on the frame. You can see it under there as well, and I'm trying to think of the texture to describe it. It's like it's been painted with tar or something like that. It just, I don't understand it. I mean, it seems to work well with the bike. I just don't see why it doesn't have the same kind of coat as that. Yeah, don't get it. And even, yeah, it's quite rough to touch as well. Again, I don't understand the benefits to it, so excuse my ignorance. I just don't see why they've done it like that, because everywhere else on the bike you've got shiny, you've got like matte black finishes, you've got kind of different finishes, but they're all quite smartly done, and then you get to that and then it's just like a bit rough. Just a single seat, no rear pillion, and it is a really low seat height as well. Only 695mm seat height, so I'm flat foot both sides, and I've got a bend in my knee, I've got loads of room here, and that's what I like about cruisers. That's what all of us short guys and girls like about cruisers, because there's no issues touching the floor. Yeah, it just means that you feel more confident with it. It feels so much easier when you stop. Even if you stop on uneven ground, it's just, yeah, we know how you taller ones feel. Now, if you look at where my back is, it's quite a sporty riding position. I would say very similar to something like the Harley Davidson Sportster S. That's a similar sort of position for me. You're bent over the tank quite a lot for something that you would call a cruiser. But on top of that, you do have forward pegs as well. So your legs are forward and you're bent forward as well. So it's not my perfect cruiser position. I prefer more of a back up straight and a kind of slouch position. This is more like the sports cruiser, like the Harley Davidson Sportsters. It's got that kind of vibe and feel to it. The tank on this is a 16 litres. It actually looks bigger than that. But 16 litres. It's a 475cc engine, and it claims a top speed of 90 miles an hour. Now, that's plenty for me. If you go in on a cruiser, you know they're not made for speed, they're made for relaxed riding. So 90 mile an hour will feel really fast on that. E-twin, it's liquid cooled. It's got 6 gears with a slipper clutch. Yeah, it comes with a belt drive as well. Aluminium alloy wheels. The weight of this bike is 215 kilograms. So as a bike to move around, it's actually really easy. Now, I would expect a bike of this weight to actually feel heavier, but as I've already mentioned with the seat height, the seat is really low down and pretty much all of the weight is as well. So it does make it a really easy bike to push around. Hoping that transfers to riding as well. Hope it feels nice, light and nimble on the move. You can see where the bars, they're not angled like straight, they're not like your classic bars. They are like a sporty bar where they're angled towards you. Do like bar end mirrors. Do think they look really nice from this angle and from this angle. I like the front light as well, just nothing futuristic, just looks like a classic cruiser with just a circle lamp at the front. Clear indicators. As far as the buttons go, this for me is where you can see it looks a little bit on the cheap side. But in fairness, we'll talk price in a minute, but you can just tell that they are built to a price. You've got horn indicators, the traction control, high and low beam and a flash. Right hand side you've got your engine start, this hazard warning lights, and that is your engine cut-off. Now what I can see already, all of these buttons appear to be backlit, which is brilliant because when you're riding at night the buttons are just going to stand out with a nice little glow for you. Love that. You can see just around there. Yeah, should make it much easier in the evening. Something that you would get from an old school cruiser. Now the bike comes with a key. It is not keyless. You can see around here there is no place to put a key. The key is coming down here to your ignition is down there round the side of the bike. So let me just switch it on, we'll have a look at the screen. like that. I thought it was going to be some all futuristic, modern looking thing, and yeah, it's digital, but yeah, I think it looks nice. You've got the rev counter going round there, nice prominent speedo in the middle. You've got your total miles, there is a clock, there is a fuel gauge. Now, I've wanted to ride one of these for a long time. As I've said, they've appeared at the NEC motorcycle show for the last couple of years, and every time I've seen either this or the LFC always gets me as well. Hopefully I'll get a go on one of those soon, but they just look beautiful. So I just need to ride it. I need to see exactly how it rides. So certain things on this bike do give you a bit of a cheap feel, the buttons in particular. Now, I'm not bothered about that. As long as they work, I don't care. I don't. What I do care about is the price, and the price of this brand new bike is £5,499. Now, that for me, for a bike that looks like this, is unbelievable value, I think. There are 125cc motorcycles that can cost around the same price that are a lot simpler when it comes to design, and I've got nowhere near the presence of this bike. Now, for me, it looks beautiful. The price is really good. The name, I'm not sold on as yet. However, I need to see what it rides like before I make my final judgment, because if it rides horribly, then that's brilliant. You know, everyone can say, horrible bike, whatever, the name, whatever. But if it rides really nicely, then I'm hoping you've all got some thinking to do. Put the name out of your head and let's just focus on what it rides like. Because yes, I've been to the bike show, I've been sat on these bikes, and I've heard all of the jokes and everything come out about the names. I'm not going to repeat any of them now. You've heard them all. I just want to take it for a ride. I want to see if it rides as good as it looks. So let's go and find out. Ooh. That sounds surprisingly nice. I don't know why I'm so surprised, but that actually sounds impressive. Usual test. Now, as far as your turning circle goes, cruisers don't tend to be the best. That's on full lock now, and I am a fully outstretched arm there. I don't even know if I'm going to make it round here. There's a car there, but that, with any other bike, would not be an issue. And yet, wow. Now, I've never had a turning circle that I'm turned into a 3-point turn. And that is purely because of the wheel lock on this is just not particularly good. I think if I'd have followed that circle round, whether or not I'd have actually made it past that green fence, I don't know. So turning circle, not brilliant. However, you know, that I think is typical for cruisers of this type. It's not something that's unique to this bike. What a sound though. Now I appreciate how lucky and how fortunate I am to be out on this bike today. Now, the official launch day will be the day this bike comes out on release, so yes, this should be the release day if you're really quick at watching the video. And I will be currently at the launch of this and the LFC and the Chinchilla, the other bike that's arriving from Benda. And I'm bent forward and I've got my feet going forward. However, I still feel alright. It's just different. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, it just feels different. So if you're not used to riding a cruiser or these sporty cruisers, which all tend to have this kind of vibe to them, then it might feel really, really strange for you. But for me, it's kind of, I've had it before and I've loved it before, and I could see me actually loving it again with this bike. And the sound is really impressive as well. There's not many bikes of like less than 500 cc's that has just a standard exhaust on it that sound as good as this. I don't think there is one that comes to mind that even sounds close to this as far as how good it sounds. And I genuinely mean that. Oh, see, it's a bit cheeky as well. It's no slouch, this bike. I've said top speed 90 miles an hour, so no, it's not the top end fastest bike in the world. However, for a bike of this style, and yeah, it feels like it goes plenty fast enough. I don't think I'd want it to go any faster. I think it would feel uncomfortable, like if it went any faster it just wouldn't feel right. This feels just right. Gives you enough in the accelerator to give you a big smile, gets you in your happy place. I'll show you what I mean with a little I'm going to have some fun with this today. That noise is going to get me doing that over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. I don't want to go up, I don't want to change up with the gears, because at the minute it's just nicely in third gear, right? I'm doing 28 miles an hour. The road's a 40-mile-an-hour road, but just a little twist. I'm going to lift my visor up so you can feel or hear the sound properly, because I think you're going to be missing out at the minute. So a little bit of wind for a second, but just so you can hear this. So, just got hit in the face with a fly, but for your viewing pleasure, I hope that come across like the noise, because the noise on this just sounds brutal. It does, it just sounds like a proper brute. And yeah, so far I'm enjoying the experience of riding it. In my youth I'd have been a name snob. I'd have been all about the Yamaha, Suzuki, BMW, Kawasaki, Ducati, you know, I would have been all about that. But since I started doing bike reviews and I've been jumping on the cheaper bikes, you know, I don't need to list them all, you know the bikes I'm talking about. A lot of them, whether they're made in Taiwan, China, Korea, India, it doesn't really matter for me. I judge a bike not where it's being built, but how it rides, how it makes you feel when you're riding it. And this bike is making me feel pretty damn good. It is, it's making me feel like I'm on my Harley again. And yet a brand new one of these is about a quarter of the price of even the cheapest Harley. This at just over £5,500. I'm going to even take it on the motorway. Let's do a test properly. Let's see what it's like up to the faster speeds. Now, it is capable of doing much faster than the motorway speeds, but my only concern now is that it's fairly windy and I'm doing 30 mile an hour. At 70 mile an hour with no wind protection, I wonder how bad that wind is gonna actually be. That's actually not too bad. The wind is, yeah, there's nothing you can do, there's no wind protection, but I'm doing pretty much 70 miles an hour now, and the bike is perfectly planted in exactly where I want it to be. I'm not being blown all over the road. I'm comfortable. I am comfortable on a Benda. I'm just really impressed. Just the overall quality and experience of riding the bike. You know, I'm on the motorway, 50 mile an hour. I'm in 6th gear. Let me just... Yeah, it feels like it's got quite a bit about it, even without downshifting. It actually picks the speed up quite well. So there are people that will look beyond the name and just look at the style and the price tag, which is amazing. It is a hell of a lot of bike for the money. Let's go for the overtake now. And I'm not downshifting because I don't need to. That picks up speed very, very nicely. Nice and smooth. It doesn't rip your arms off, but it picks up speed nice and quickly actually. I'm at a stage where I am genuinely on the lookout for my next bike. I am, and I reckon within the next couple of months I'll buy a new bike. Now, as it stands, the bikes that are at the top of my list include there's a couple of Vosges, the adventure bikes. There's even the Ninja SX, the Kawasaki, the new 1100. There is the Morbidelli C1002V. That's one on my list that potentially could be my next bike, just because I like how they ride. Now, so far with this bike, as a bike to just like go out for the day on, go and have some fun on, go out for a couple of hours on, I would be more than happy with this, you know. Oh, the rear brake's nice as well. Let's give it a... That noise! You'd have thought this was an aftermarket can. You'd have thought it had a part on it that would cost someone a few £100 to change to make it sound nicer. But no, this is standard. I need to lift my visor up. You need to appreciate the noise of this thing. I really hope the camera and the microphone attached to it does that noise justice. I really hope it does, because if it doesn't, it's such a shame. Can't even stop revving it. Oh my god, I feel like I have got my Harley back. I know it's ridiculous, I know what everyone's thinking, right? But when I had my Harley Davidson, it was obscene. The noise on it was obscene, but it was obscene in a good way. It was one of those where when you revved it, it kind of went through your bones. The noise and everything, like the pitch of it, just made me so happy. And it wasn't like a ridiculous like aftermarket exhaust. It was like an exhaust that was standard with it, but it just had this amazing tune to it. And every time I stopped, I wanted to appreciate it, and I'd give it a little rev. And I've just found myself doing exactly the same with this. And this is, oh man, 475 cc's. Even when you downshift and the exhaust note changes, it just changes for the better. You just hear it and go, oh. And even going over these speed bumps, it's not like a really hard ride as far as the suspension goes. Now, I've been on the Harley Sportster S. I referenced it right at the start of the video, talking about the position, the riding position. Now, the issue I had with that bike was the suspension of that bike was so ridiculously stiff that you felt every little bump on the road. You'd go over a tiny stone and you'd feel it through your spine. This is completely different. The suspension is much softer than that, so when you do go over a little lump and bump in the road, so what, it actually feels pleasant. Even those speed bumps, even these little bumps in the road, yeah, just so far so very, very nice. I'm really, really enjoying riding this bike. I think it's beautiful. Just that little twist. And for a cruiser of this type as well, as you'd expect really, it's quite nimble on the corners. I'm in an area now where I took my Harley Davidson photo round here, and as I'm here I thought, you know what, I'm making comparisons to this and my old Sportster. It was here I took the picture of my Harley Davidson just with this backdrop. Now, yes, it was a different time, and the field doesn't look quite as good today, and it's not quite as sunny, but I feel it would be wrong to not get a picture. So I'm getting a photograph of it in the same position, so I can appreciate it and keep it. And I mean, look at that. Such a beautiful bike, and I miss this Harley so much.
He's got a grin wide as the sky. 3 benders lined up ready to fly. He kicks the pedal hard, no alibi, rolling through the gears like a rocket in disguise. The wheels spin faster, the world's a blur. One bike down, but there's 2 to conquer. Bender bike boogie, ride it all night. 1, 2, 3, A's chasing the light. Can't stop, won't stop till the morning's bright. Sweat drips down like a runaway stream. Tires scream louder like a wild bad dream. Each bend he takes, he's carving his theme. The bender's his stage, he's the star supreme. Handlebar shaking, but his grip is tight. 3 benders down, he's won the fight. Street lights fading into dawn's first bite. Gilly rides on chasing endless flight. Bender bike boogie, ride it all night. 1, 2, 3, A's chasing the light. Bender bike boogie, feel the groove ignite. Can't stop, won't stop till the morning's bright.
Into Moto just arranged for this bike to come over so I could have a go of it. So a massive thank you to them, because this bike has properly made my day. In fact, it's probably made my year at the minute, because it's got to be the biggest surprise I've had of the year, of bikes that I weren't sure. I thought I liked the looks, but I weren't sure. But it has surpassed all expectations with how much fun it is to ride. So yeah, I know I keep going off on one, but Into Moto arranged for it to come over. They don't actually sell them, so if you're interested, I'll put a local Motogb dealer on the description if it's a bike you're interested in, or if you're just curious about it and you want to have a look more deeply into the specs, and you want to look at more photographs and just want to learn a bit more about them. I'll put that link out there for you. Unlike me, I've just got back from my ride on the Benda Napoleonbob and I've absolutely loved it. My battery ran out on my GoPro. I didn't have another with me because I didn't think I was going to be out that long. I thought it'd just be a short ride, and it wasn't. I was loving it too much. It's absolutely amazing. I have got to say, I am so impressed with that bike. I've loved it. I think it may well be on my list of potential next bikes. That's what I feel about it. Absolutely awesome machine. If you can go and test ride one, I would say go and test ride one. If you're one of those that has laughed and joked about the name, there's a lot of you, I've seen the comments on Facebook. Just go and test ride one and tell me you feel the same way, because if you're into cruisers, I'll guarantee you will have a bit of an awakening. It will genuinely shock you like it shocked me today. Amazing bike. Anyway, I will catch you on the next one. I'll put a link in the description for a local Motogb site that sells these, because Into Moto don't sell them. They have just kindly had one moved over today so I can ride it, which is amazing, and it's why I absolutely love the guys in there, because it's, yeah, they're just brilliant how they help me out with stuff like this. So yes, brilliant bike, link in the description, and I will catch you on the next one. Laters.